to the Not So Traveling Introvert. Today I want to talk about bad habits. A habit is something you do without thinking about it. You're kind of on autopilot. When you think about habits, a lot of people think about things like smoking, which is a bad habit. However, habits can be both bad and good. In fact, the most effective way to break a bad habit is to crowd it out with good habits. For example, if you want to eat fewer bad calories and more nutritious food so you can be healthier, instead of focusing on the eating less, focus on filling your plate with healthier food or more healthy food than you can eat. So, find a substitute for the bad habit. This is one way of sort of dealing with a bad habit. And this can work for some things, but not for everything. For example, if you have, a bad habit of eating a donut and a drive-through coffee every morning, which in general is bad for your health and your wallet, how about trying to replace that bad habit with making your breakfast in advance at home instead, or your coffee? Buy yourself a little thermos so you can put it straight in, and you can set your coffee timer, like if you have a machine, and it will, brew for you. You don't have to think about it. So that's one way you could substitute a good habit for a bad habit. Yes, you're still getting the coffee, which is fine, but you're not spending money or time on the drive-through coffee. So, or for example, if you want to quit smoking, maybe you can try eating something instead, because maybe it's the idea of having something in your mouth that's the issue. But you could go for a walk and breathe clean air to fight your urge. Another thing you can do to work on bad habits is sort of think about and eliminate your bad habit triggers. So take some time to note what triggers you to do that bad habit. And it can take some doing, because again, the habit is something you do unconsciously. But after you do it, you'll be like, okay, so what is the situation I'm in? What is causing me to do these things? If you bite your nails when you're waiting in line due to stress, try to avoid waiting in line, or wear gloves, or do something else. Find another action to do when you are stressed. So anything that will help you become more conscious of your actions is super helpful. Another thing you can do is get some accountability. Get a friend to help you out with breaking your habit. You're more likely to break a habit or do something when someone else is depending on you to do it. You can find people in Facebook groups, local meetups, or even like your best friend to become an accountability partner. Accountability partners are great for helping you get through stuff. Find a new community can also be very beneficial. Surround yourself with other people who are in the same situation as you. And so you can talk about what the issues are and how to stop them, or how to make them better, or do certain things with them. So that's a really good way of helping yourself to break the habit. Another thing you can do is take the time to visualize yourself not doing that habit. Stop procrastinating. Think about what your life would be like if you didn't procrastinate. And go further than that. Take the time to describe or define precisely what that success would look like, so you will know what it is when you get there. Because when you think about a bad habit, stopping a bad habit, it's like, okay, so I've stopped the habit. But what does that look like? What is that end point? Because that's really important. Something to remember is you are not your habit. Some bad habits cause people to feel guilty. It's important for you to understand and accept you are not defined by your bad habits. Even if you're currently known as the smoker, it's fine if you stop smoking. You're still going to be that same person. You're still going to be fun and outgoing, or whatever it is you might be. Or you still might be that person who sits with a book and a glass of wine instead. You are not your habit. And another thing that happens is there's a lot of negative self-talk when you have a habit that you're trying to get rid of. You will start saying things to yourself that are negative. And if you slip or there's a setback, it can be really disheartening, and you might beat yourself up about it. But what you should do is actually plan for setbacks. Nobody's perfect. And once you've created a habit, of course you're going to slip up or not do that thing or do that thing. It doesn't mean that you're going to go straight back down that slippery slope, as long as you plan what to do when you have a setback. Breaking a habit is all about replacing the bad habit with new habits and goals. You can do that by recognizing the triggers that cause you to do the habit and then work towards eliminating those triggers. Creating good habits that crowd out the bad habits can make all the difference in your success in ending your bad habits. Thank you for listening. This is Janice at The Career Introvert. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to email me at janice@thecareerintrovert.com, helping introverts build their brand and get hired. Speak to you next week.